keyword research really is the first step of all this, and you need to get every step right along the journey to make sure that your end step is you got there the quickest, most efficient way. And keyword research, finding your initial niche is the most important step. Okay, and so what I wanted to do is just use you guys and use your feedback to show you how I can use keyword supremacy and the global database feature of keyword supremacy to go out and hunt for that initial niche. Now, a lot of people have said, it's getting harder and harder with Rank and Rent. All the local businesses have websites up, and yada yada yada. All those excuses, right? I hate those excuses. It's not true. Okay, there's literally tons of open, amazing niches. You just need a better process, and keyword supremacy is it. So I wanted to start this webinar by doing live keyword research with you guys. We're going to go find a niche together based on your guys' suggestions. If you guys want to register the domains, if we find any, go ahead. It's just a freebie for you guys, but the idea is to open your eyes a bit and show you like what opportunities are out there, which still exist, right? And from there, it would be go build a website, and that's all the training inside of the full club access. So it's kind of modeling the free trial that a lot of people are on. We give you access to the lessons about niche research or niche research. Sorry, I'm going to call it niche, and niche. You can know what I mean though. But yeah, it's you get those lessons. But I want to do it again. I want to show you how to analyze competition again, and then we'll get to Matt, and he's going to tell you about the GMB stuff that's coming as well. And then we'll do just an open Q&A for all you guys. Anything you want to ask, it's almost like a training webinar already. So anything you guys want to ask for the people that are all the ones that are already in, if you guys want to ask questions about things, go ahead. And for all the twos that are trying to decide whether this is the right option for them or not, or whether it's the path that they want to go down, ask your questions. We'll get to all that. So the questions that are in right now, I'm going to ignore just for now, and I'm just going to get into this. So the first thing I want to say, guys, is let's throw out some niche ideas. What do you guys want to see me do keyword research for? And let's start throwing out ideas, okay? And I will preface that by saying plumber, water damage, all the shit that you normally hear. We can go into those. I'll show you how to get into those a little bit deeper, and you should be digging a little bit deeper. I'll also show you a couple of resources that are available to you, okay, that you should be looking at. Number one is going to be the niche selection checklist. We're definitely going to want to follow this. Okay, so I'm going to have this loaded in the background, and we're going to be following along because this checklist is purely for finding your rank and rent property. You got to follow this, or you should follow this to help you find the niche that you're going to get into that's going to give you the biggest chance for a quick win, right? The lowest amount of competition with a high amount of profitability. So the other thing is the NVPS calculator. Okay, what this calculator does is it takes into consideration the search volume of the keywords you're going for, the amount of phone calls and conversions on each step, and then the value per sale. So I've already got a lot of great feedback, by the way, by the people that are posting in the forum with their questions. So it helps me guide where I want to go with this presentation. Okay. And then what else in the resources, and pretty important. So I did include these two, okay, niche ideas with search volume, and then niche ideas with lead values. If you guys need, this is 2,000 ideas. If you're like, where do I even start? Okay, you can open up these and dig into there. So, but we're gonna go based on what you guys are doing, saying in the comments. So I'm just gonna read a bunch of these out. So we have well drilling, chatbots, cell phone stores, IT services, cosmetic surgeons, outdoor furniture, construction field, STD clinics, lawn mowing. So here's the first thing, guys. Here's the first thing. So based on some of the stuff I'm saying, when you are building a rank and rent property, one of the first things you want to make sure of is this one right here, the niche value per sale. Okay, and what this really is if you were going to buy the service yourself, how much would you have to spend to do it? Okay, and stuff like lawn mowing, Sylvie, I just saw another one, like, cell phone stores, maybe that's a little bit different, but stuff that doesn't really make a lot of money per sale, even if it's got a lot of search volume, isn't great for you, okay, especially as a newbie. Like if you were going to pay someone to cut your grass, how much would you pay them, right? Well, I could pay a kid on my street probably 10 or 20 bucks to cut my grass, but I'm not going to charge him $1,000 for a rank and rent site. He can't afford it. But someone that it does like advanced landscaping, like maybe I need to put a fake lawn down, right? Because that's becoming very big in drought-stricken areas, is like fake lawns. Those are expensive. Those services are expensive, and you want to start with those, right? So you want to keep that in mind. So niche value per sale. So I'm going to look for one. Cosmetic surgeon is another idea. Definitely we could do something like cosmetic surgeon, but here's what I'm going to recommend when you're doing keyword supremacy. So we're just going to get started. The first thing I want you guys to do is when you're in here using the advanced filter, set your search volume down to 999. Okay, you don't want to go over 1,000 search volume. You don't want to go under 0 because you can't. But set that to there because you just want to look at keywords in the search volume that is a sweet spot for you. The cost per click, I like to raise it up to $10. Okay, that just means that typically local businesses are the one that spend the most money on AdWords. And by putting the cost per click at $10, you're going to get rid of a lot of keywords like lens macro at $1.19. You know, we're not interested in those. We're interested in like, you know, the stuff that's like fake lawns or stuff like that. And by doing your cost per click at $10, you'll get that. Then competition is how many people are bidding on these keywords, you know, that are showing up. So for instance, this keyword right here, lens macro, that's at $1.19. You have to basically, that's a starting point. You'll probably end up paying around $1.19 per click if you're advertising on Google AdWords for this. And the competition is quite high. Okay, so I set my competition to a 0.3 out of 1 because I want to know that people, and not just one person, but many people are actually spending money on AdWords. That means if I set it like that and I have a high CPC with a lot of competition, I know there's people out there spending a lot of money on AdWords for their local businesses, which means you might be able to convince them to change their budget over to a rank and rent property, right? If you can get them in at a fraction of their budget with similar results, that's a win. So I set those and I go from 500 million keywords, we go down to about 2.2 million. We're going to be adding another like 95 million keywords to this database pretty soon. All right, and then I'm going to go with yours first, Sylvie, cosmetic surgeon, but I'm not going to go so specific, okay? I'm just going to type in surgeon as my keyword. So this keyword must show up with these filters in order to become, you know, relevant. And it could be anything. It could be a cosmetic surgeon. It could be any type of surgeon. Okay, so you can see already we have surgeons in Tyler, Texas, surgeons in Miami, Florida. So the next thing I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to sort by volume. Okay, surgeon tech school, surgeon assistant school. Okay, surgeons in Tyler, Texas has got 30 searches a month. It's got a $13 CPC and it's got a medium competition. Okay, so it meets all our matches. Now, some people think right away, they might think, well, only 30 people a month are searching for surgeons in Tyler, Texas, and that's not good. But you have to remember, this is just your initial niche. And if you like what you see here, you can do additional keyword research to target additional keywords and get more traffic. So it's not just going to be 30. If I can find 10 keywords, right, that all have around 30 in this market, then I'm up to 300 searches per month. Then it becomes more valuable. So remember that this is just your initial niche. So all you have to do from this point is, okay, I like where this is starting. Okay, and you're going to click on the Google icon, and that's going to open 4 windows for you, and you're going to look at how many results are happening in Google for 4 different search terms. Okay, and then you're going to make a decision if you're going to look at the top 10 based on what you see here. So let's do this search again. So we have about 19 million results here. That doesn't really matter, but if it's less than 1 million, that's a big, big bonus. Okay. Next, we look at the keyword in quotes, as you can see up here. That's called phrase match, and we're looking for something with less than 20,000. So right now we're at 2,800, which is great. Next, we're going to look in title. We want to be, if you're a real beginner, you want to be below about 63. And that's just, that number 63 seems like an odd number, but it's taken from a guy named Doug Cunnington's golden ratio. Okay, and he's saying basically if your search volume has 250 searches at max and you have less than 63 results, you have achieved a golden ratio, and that makes it easy to rank for in the title search. So we only have 65. It's not much over. It's still really good. Okay, and especially with this being so much lower than 20,000, that means we're a little bit high here, but we're still very, very close. That's great. And then we want to do that same keyword in quotes in the URL, and we want the same thing. Okay, we want that to be less than 63 again, and we're at 3. We've already found a good keyword to build a niche in, right? So these two are very important, the in title and the in URL, because part of really solid on-page optimization is putting your keyword in your domain or your URL, in your H1, in your description, and in your title, right? So we're checking if the keyword's in the URL, we're checking if the keyword's in the title with these two searches. The phrase match is basically just saying, look, I want to see this exact phrase somewhere on the property that is showing up in Google, right? And then the broad match is just, it's looking for surgeons in Tyler, Texas in just any fashion. So everything is good already. The very, very first one we're looking at, everything is good. So the next step is to now say, okay, surgeons in Tyler, Texas, how competitive is the first page? We know that our metrics are good, right? But now we have to say, okay, how competitive is the top page? So what we use is we use a free extension, the Mozbar. Okay, so all you have to do is install it, search for a Chrome extension called Mozbar. You'll have to sign up for a free Mozbar account. Sorry, a free Moz account in order to activate that, but it is free. And I just have to log in here. I should have logged in before the webinar, but it'll be quick. Okay, I'm just logging in on my other screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna refresh this. And now we're gonna look at that main keyword, and you'll get Google blocking you when you're looking up a lot of stuff really quickly. Okay, so I'll close some windows here. We're gonna look up that main keyword on the top 10, and we wanna see, okay, how competitive is the actual top 10 for that keyword, right? So once the Mozbar is installed, you'll get a little Mozbar result underneath each one. Okay, and it should show you, I'm gonna have to refresh again. It should show you basically what the PA and DA is of each of the sites. And if you don't know what those are, I would like to point you over here to whiteboard sessions. Okay, and you're gonna wanna watch this video, how to measure the power of a domain. DAPA, which is Moz, URL rating and domain rating, which is Ahrefs, and then trust flow and citation flow, which is Majestic. Okay, that will teach you what those numbers mean. So what we see here on the top page, you can see now we see PAs, DAs, and the amount of links going to the URL, not the domain, that is ranking. The domain authority is going to be a measure kind of all the links that go to the domain. The page authority is going to be a measure of all the links that go to the specific page, okay? And then it'll tell you how many links are going to that specific page. There's going to be two types of results that you're typically going to see in Google on a search. Number one is going to be brand sites, big old brand sites, Yelp, Yellow Pages, WebMD, Rate MDS is another example. The common characteristics of these big brand sites are going to be high DA, meaning over 50. Okay, so let's count them. We see 1, we see 2, we see 3. That's kind of borderline. We see 4, we see 5, we see 6, we see 7, we see 8. 8 out of the 10 are high brand sites, high domain authority sites, like authority sites, right? Now, can you beat authority sites? Yes, you can. Authority sites typically are ranking because of the power of their domain and because another property does not yet exist that has better options and more relevant links to the actual page. So now, in order to look at these 8, remember we have 8 of these big brands, the next thing you need to look at is number 1, how many links do they have going to the actual inner page? You guys know that Yelp has probably hundreds of thousands of listings, each creating their own inner page URL. But the two elements that it takes to rank those are the on-page optimization of that URL and the amount of links going into it. So out of the 8 we have, let's see how many are optimized for this actual phrase. So all I do is take the phrase, I press Control F on my browser, and I search for it, okay? So you can see it found it up here in my search. And then I'm scrolling through the titles, I'm scrolling through. No one, not one of those 8 has this search term in their title or really in their description or in their URL. So none of them are very optimized, which is a good sign, right? Now, the next thing you want to check is, okay, well, how many links have they built to the actual page, and what is the power of the page that it's on? This guy has 0 links, but a page authority of 32. What I'm assuming the reason why they probably have a pretty good page authority of 32 is because there's other internal links that from this site that point to this site, but nobody has built any links to this actual page. The next guy has 1 link, okay, on WebMD. Once again, probably interlinking, powering up that inner page, but nobody's building any links. Same thing here, 1 link, decent page authority. Okay, this guy that we're not really sure if it's probably a doctor service or something, but okay, you can see the page authorities lower, 0 links. Medicine Net, 0 links, 0 links here on this one, 2 links here, okay, and then this is crazy, okay, PA 35, DA 30, 682 links. I'm going to talk about this scenario in a second. 1 link to this page, 0 links to this page. So everybody here that's ranking, except for this guy, is on a big brand authority site that has poor optimization and no links. No external links measured by Moz. I'm not saying they don't exist. Moz can't see them though, and that's a good indicator, right? All 8 of those are beatable. You can beat all 8 of those, especially knowing that when we looked at the in title and in URL counts, they were both good, okay? So now that's type 1 is brand sites. They're beatable if they have poor optimization and no links. Type 2 is probably the local businesses that do have a listing. Okay, so Azalea Orthopedics. So this is a real site, right? This is a real business. Now, what he's done, he has a domain authority of 30, which is pretty good, right? He has a page authority of 35, a bit better, but he has 682 links. Now, from doing this for a long time, one thing I can tell you is if you have a shit ton of links and your page authority, you know, that's actually a pretty good page authority. I would say that the mixture of these links is there's probably some damn good links in there and there's probably some crappy ones. But here's another tip. I don't have this inside the members training, but if you want to look at the power of this guy's links, okay, you're going to go to a site called openlinkprofiler.org, and it is free to use. Okay, you could put in his domain and get the data, and they will show you his links. And this is all for free, guys. Openlinkprofiler.org. Okay, and what you're going to do here is you're going to say only show me unique domains, and then you're going to click filter links. Okay, and then we're going to I want to organize by LIS, meaning the power of the links. So I'm going to click this one more time. There we go. So this guy has a link from easylocal.com. He has a yellow book link. Okay, and these are the power of the links, how strong they are. You can see 100 yellow pages, PR Newswire. So obviously we know he's doing press releases, which makes sense why he has that many links. Okay, that's press release, ask.com. These are all his links. You're looking literally at this guy's link profile, the guy that's ranking there that some people might be like scared of. Well, he's got 682 links. Well, guess what he did? He's doing press releases. That's how he got so many links. And look at, he's got a really decent domain and page authority, and he's ranking 10, 9, 8. He's number 8 for that keyword, but he's not optimized. It doesn't say surgeons in Tyler, Texas in his title, in his URL, or in his description. So the very first keyword we looked at, guys, is a rank and rent property. Now, there's a couple things, okay, about this particular keyword that I don't like, okay? Number one, surgeons in Tyler, Texas. Nobody would probably name their company that. I wouldn't start a company and be like, I want to name myself Surgeons in Tyler, Texas. It would probably be more like Tyler, Texas Surgeons, or Surgeons Tyler, Texas. This word in is kind of a stop or an add word, and I don't like it. So we could still check if the domain's available for that word, but the thing that would be better is Surgeons Tyler, Texas. But we would have to go through that entire process again for the exact keyword, because in will affect things, right? So let's take another look at one. We already found one. Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, no, I won't get there yet. We'll just go look for another one. Okay, so Really, our search volumes are pretty low. Surgeons in Miami. Here we go. Surgeon Miami, Florida. Okay. Third, Miami. We all know people in Miami. They got all that drug money that they can spend on their fake boobs and stuff. So let's check that one out. $26 CPC. You can see the competition is right in the middle. That's pretty good. Miami, though, guys, I'll tell you from the niche selection checklist, one of the first things that I talk about is the size of the city or population. If the population is over 500,000 and you're a newbie, you're going to run up against a lot of competition. And it's a pretty simple thing, right? Miami has a shit ton of surgeons. So there's probably a lot of websites out there. Tyler, Texas, I don't know how big that is. That sounds really small. It sounds smaller. I haven't really heard of it. So I'm assuming the population is probably more in line. And that's why we didn't get kind of hung up with too much competition. But when we look at something like Surgeon Miami, Florida, I typically teach you guys to pass that because the city's just too big. Okay, but we're going to look at it anyway, just as a comparison. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the in URL and in title counts. David Morgan just said 105,000 in Tyler, Texas. Perfect, right? That's why it worked out. That keyword is good. Somebody can go register a domain for that and start building. So Surgeon Miami, Florida, in the URL, 137 results, meaning at least 137 companies have put this term in their URL, and you're going to be competing with them. That's not a quick win. That's I really know what I'm doing, and I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do it with this. I'm just saying if you want quick wins, avoid competing with this many businesses. In the title, 950 in the title. Look at the difference, guys. The same kind of keyword in a city that had 105. Thank you, David Morgan. 105,000. It was a winner already. We go into Miami with a similar term, and we're up against a wall of competition. And that's why I talk about the importance of the size of the city that you go after. Okay, so we already found one, and we already seen a similar example of why you shouldn't go after it. Somebody said Miami's 399K, but I think Miami's like total population is more. So let's look at another one here. Surgeon, I believe your other word was cosmetic. Okay, so I could do cosmetic. I'm not sure how it's going to come out. Cosmetic dentist in Beverly Hills, California, 880. Okay, now search volume is another one that I say you guys should watch out for. Why? The more people that search for it, typically the more competition there is for it. They're just by default is that natural correlation. The more search volume, the more competition. So I say get it into a range of about 100 to 500. Okay, and by doing that, the reason I say to do that range is just because you'll waste less time looking for niches. You'll come up against less competition. But it doesn't mean you can't search in these markets. It just means you'll search longer to find your winner. But the people who are willing to do more work will get more reward, right? So let's look at it. I'm going to move this over here so that it opens up to the left. So cosmetic and dentist in Beverly Hills. Now, once again, I wouldn't register this as a domain name. Like I wouldn't call my business this. I wouldn't, well, I'm a cosmetic dentist in Beverly Hills. I mean, it's not bad, but cosmetic dentist Las Vegas is much better, right? So let's look at the competition though, because if the domain cosmetic dentist Beverly Hills is available and this keyword is not competitive, you can still optimize for this keyword. So let's go take a look at it. So in URL, okay, 114, a little competitive. In title, 200, it's too competitive right off the bat. Okay, so I don't even waste any more time on it. I move on. I want quick wins. So why would I go process the whole thing? Okay, so let's get down into our sweet little niche area. Niche. I gotta say it different every time. Just deal with it. And I'm gonna stop like talking about how I do it. Cosmetic dentist, San Diego. Let's try to find a city that's a little more. Atlanta, San Antonio. I like that. 590. We're a little high here. Let's go look. Okay, in URL for the keyword is cosmetic dentist San Antonio, 134. So we're still a little high. I'm not even going to bother looking at the other stuff. We already found one. Nailed the first one we looked at. It wasn't the greatest, but we found one. into my wheelhouse here. Okay, cosmetic dentistry, work to optimize for them. It's not much more work, but it is more work. So let's look at San Francisco. Cosmetic dentistry, cosmetic dentist who does cosmetics, lots of ways to say things. Okay, cosmetic dentistry, San Francisco, 110. That's doable if you know what you're doing. Okay, if you can build some good links. 190, still a little too competitive. I'm gonna look at a couple more, and then I'm gonna change niches, because that's what I mean, I don't spend too much. If I feel like, man, I'm in the 300s, 200 ideas with. A lot of people, when they type, remember that a lot of people will say the same thing in many different ways. Some people are too lazy to type in San Francisco, so they just type in SF. It means the same thing, and Google knows it. And you can see a lot of people do it. 320 people looking for cosmetic dentistry SF, which I'm pretty strongly assuming still means San Francisco. So the acronyms of the city are awesome. They're sweet spots. They're really, really good. I love them. I've been finding a lot of them lately, and that's a really good tip for you guys. Okay, there, boom. NYC, exactly. 10 results in the URL for this term. Okay, I'm feeling good about this already. In title, 8 results for a San Francisco cosmetic dentist, just because the word is an acronym, and dentistry versus dentist, the way that people search. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying there are tons of opportunities. It's more about the process of finding them. Okay, so our end title is amazing. 393 results in phrase match. Boom. So now we want to look at the competition of the top page. So the global search results for this are 1.8 million, really low, right? Now, how competitive is it? So let's do this again. We're on to the next step. We found our good metrics. We have to look at the top 10. Okay, let's first of all do how optimized are all the properties. Remember, there's brand and there's authority sites going to be here. Nobody is optimized for that term. It's not in the title anywhere. It's not in the URL anywhere. That means the top 10 that are ranking for this term have poor optimization, regardless of whether they're a big brand site or a local mom and pop shop site. So now we're just going to look at their links and their power. Okay, 0 links on a Yelp, 0 links on another Yelp, a local site, a domain authority of 12 and a page authority of 25 with 126 links. Okay, sounds like a lot, right? Well, let's go see. Let's go see what he's really up to. Okay. So show only unique domains, filter links. Okay, organized by LIS, which is the power of the link. And you get to see what kind of links this guy has. He's got his Yellow Pages link and ask.com. Embarcadet, I don't know, some local site, demand force. So it looks like citational links and maybe some comment links, right? San Francisco, find links, snore.net, maybe a comment. Totally doable, right? Okay, moving on. So he's ranking, but remember, nobody's optimized for that term. Okay, another Yelp, another local site. Okay, you know how to look at their links, guys. But let me tell you what I'm really looking for a chink in the armor, I call them. Okay, and that's what we're looking for, chinks in the armor. This is a chink in the armor because it's a big brand authority site domain with no links and a poor optimization. That's a check mark for me. I want to see a check mark. This is another check mark. I wouldn't put this necessarily. One thing, actually, I would put this as a check mark for this reason. He's not optimized well. His domain authority is shit. It's 12. We can do that. Okay, he has 126 links, but they're obviously citational building links. Okay, and his page authority is 25 as a result of it. That you could do that in a day. One order for press release, and you could do that. So that's that. Even call it a half a point. Okay, this guy, 0 links, poor optimization. This guy, lots of links, some decent links there. Okay, maybe another 0.2 of a point. 51 links, 44, 37. This guy's got a good link profile. Not a lot of links, but a really strong DA and PA. Those are solid links, but he's not optimized very well. So I'd worry about this guy. That's one guy you're going to be competing with, okay? But here's a real signal. Here's a really strong signal, okay? An internal page that's not optimized well with poor domain authority, not poor, but just like very, very average domain authority and page authority and 0 links. This guy's ranking just because he's there. This 100%, guys, is an amazing term. This is 100% something to go after, okay, for a rank and rent site. Here's an EMD, San Francisco Bay, like you could see it, a domain authority 9, 6 links, page authority 17, and the final one, domain authority. This is 100% doable for even a beginner, okay? Now, the last step, guys, this is number 2 that we've already found, cosmetic dentistry SF, is the domain name available, okay? For that, you can click on this little globe. Oh, I forgot to, gotta change my API key, so we'll do it in a different way. Okay, I'm just gonna put in the term, is the EMD available? Can I register a domain for this? I like .com first, .net second, and .org third. Okay, .net is available. Now, the thing that you want to look at here, guys, is you want to see of those 3 domains, how many are available. Are 1, are 2, or are 3 available? The more that are available, the better. If any are available, that's great. You can see the .com is gone, registered in 2017. The .net is available, and the .org, okay, is available. The .net and .org are available. The .com's gone. Next thing we can do, go look at the .com since it's registered back in 27. Is he doing anything with it? Just research, right? Just checking shit out. Nope. The guy that has the .com hasn't even done anything with it. There's your domain, guys. Okay. Cosmetic Dentistry San Francisco. It's 3 words, 320 searches a month at $12 CPC. Is it profitable? Next step, right? Is it profitable? So we know that we're going to go to our calculator now. So should I do this? All the things are there. Somebody can go read and probably are. Those domains will be gone by tomorrow because of this webinar. We have 320 main keyword search volume. Our second one, easily with a bit of keyword research, if we target only the volume of 3 keywords, I can easily probably find another one with 100 and another one with 100, right? So I'll put 2 more keywords in there, okay? Which means if we get that site to number 1, if we get that site ranked in the top 3, we can bring that site anywhere between 95 to 166 hits per month. If we can convert 20% of those visitors to calls, that means we can send the business anywhere from 20 to 35 calls per month just on a rank and rent property. If they can close 20% of those calls, we can send them between 3 and 6 new jobs, 3 and 7 new jobs per month. Somebody tell me what the value, if you've ever had cosmetic dentistry done, how much did you pay? That is the NVPS, the niche value per sale. How much does cosmetic dentistry cost on average? I need your guys' feedback. Somebody start throwing out some number, 3,000 to 20,000. Depends on how many teeth you got, depends on what you want to do to them, okay? I'm gonna be very conservative, okay? Cosmetic dentistry, I'm gonna just say around 3 grand, okay? So if you could get those 3 keywords ranked in the top 3, you can bring a business anywhere between, call it 4 and 7 new calls per month, okay? And if you take 5% of their net, that means you're sending them new revenues of around $11,000 to $20,000 per month based on all this. And if you take 5% of what you're sending them as your fee, okay, that's what this number is, the percentage of sales cost, because they have overhead you have to account for. But if you can just scoop 5% of what you're going to take them, this site value to you, you could get between $500 and $1,000 per month for this site based on 3 keywords. Does everybody understand that process? Give me a 1 if you do, give me a 2 if you don't. This is a winner. This is a quick winner. It has good rental value. It has low competition. It has a great domain that's available. That's what you guys should be going after. See how fast that was, guys? Right, Dan, I understand that. Yes, but are they willing to pay? That's the next part, right? Because that's what all the other training is about, is look, here's how you set up your site to rank. Here's how you get the phone calls measured, right? Here's how you get your stats measured. And then this is how you sell to that client, right? They will be willing to pay. And there's ways that I have videos coming for passive selling tactics and aggressive selling tactics. And if you guys go to the replay page, you can hear from David, was it David Morgan, that did one of the passive selling tactics that I taught on the webinar. He's already rented a site, and the site's like 2.5 months old, right? If this dentist, okay, here's another thing regarding that, is he willing to pay? There's guys out there spending $12.65 per click. And we know this, the competition's medium. There's multiple of them. Are they willing to pay? Okay, let's go look at it from another perspective. Okay, actually, let me get into it. There's Google ads that are probably showing up, not for me because I'm not in the area, but there's Google ads that are probably showing up, right? So people targeting this keyword, and they're paying $12 per click. Now, let's assume we can get, let me get back to my calculator. Let's assume we can get this scenario to happen. We rank 3 keywords in the top 3, yada, yada. We have our value. Okay, and we're charging $998 per month, okay? At $12.50 per click, how many clicks do they have to buy to equal this value? So we do 998 divided by $12.50. And that showed up as a dollar sign. But if they're buying 80 clicks, right, this value is worth it to them. If they're spending at least 80 clicks a month on this. And they probably are. Dentists probably spend a shit ton of money on AdWords, right? You're setting yourself up for success by knowing your industry, by going uncompetitive, by tracking your phone calls, by tracking your email submits before you ever approach a client, right? So you've got this number in your mind. Okay, I think this site right now at its current scenario is worth anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. Let's try and sell it for $750. When I start using my sales tactics, I say, listen, right now we're generating 20 calls a month, right? Or we're generating anywhere between 20 and you'll have this data. I teach you how to do that. We're generating anywhere between 20 and 35 calls a month on this site. Here's the proof. Here's some of the recordings that you can listen to. Okay, we're generating an additional 14 to 20 leads per month on form submits. Here's the proof. Can you guys turn that into about 20% closes? If you can, I'll sell it to you for $750 per month, right? That's a very obviously not how the conversation is going to go, but the idea here is that you are backing up your valuations with data that you can present to them, right? You can also do sneaky tricks, which I showed on the first replay. Okay, I'm gonna give you this link to the replays on how to, when you build your site, I turned it off, but I should have showed it to you guys, on how to overlay their site. You could pick a client and overlay their site. So this is my catering services Stanford site. If this was assuming a dentist site, okay, and I went and searched for the people that were, you know, like this guy right here, maybe, actually no, I'd go to page 2, okay, this guy, I could send this guy, go find his contact info and say, listen, I know you're ranking on page 2. I know I'm ranking on page 1. Check out my site, check out my data. You can have my page 1 ranking for $100 a month or $750 a month, right? It's all data. You're selling a result and you're saying, listen, those leads will come to your phone the minute you say yes. Do you need a free trial? Okay, fine. I'll give you a free trial. I'll send you your first 5 calls for free. You have so many, you have such an advantage, such a selling advantage with this method, right? So are they going to pay? I don't know, but you're definitely in a way better position to sell them a result that they can start reaping the benefits from the minute they say yes. Because the minute they say yes, you forward the phone calls to them, you forward the leads to them. Okay, so I think I've already proved my point here. I don't want to keep going, guys. You have the training in your free trial area to do this. Is there anything I missed here that I did want to talk about? Oh yeah, why EMDs? I saw a question. Why EMDs? Okay, so like for instance, you know, when we were looking at that other keyword that had the word in it, like cosmetic dentistry in Atlanta, and you really wouldn't want that as a business name, but you would definitely prefer something like cosmetic dentist Atlanta or cosmetic dentistry Atlanta is better as an EMD. An EMD is an exact match domain. Okay, and the reason you want that is because there's power in ranking EMDs. There's an advantage in Google because your keyword's already in the domain. There's two elements of a URL that factor into what Google's showing in their results. The number one is the domain name, and number two is the URL attached to the page. So this, for instance, they're ranking the home page. Here, they're ranking an inner page. But Google looks at both the words inside of the domain as well as what's in the page. So the EMD, your cosmetic dentist, that's a bad example. Well, basically, guys, if you register that domain that I showed you guys, cosmetic dentistry SF, as a domain, this keyword that we know has search volume becomes your domain name. It makes it easier to rank for as an EMD, okay? And then what you do, so if you get cosmetic dentistry SF.com, or sorry, that's gone. Somebody bought it and didn't do anything with it. It's too bad. They're probably a squatter and they're going to sell it. But if you get .net and then your next page is, you know, tooth whitening, right? You can expand your keyword research into other areas of cosmetic dentistry. I don't know what other cosmetic dentists do. Fine, no problem. This guy's a cosmetic dentist. What services does he offer? I need keyword research ideas for other pages, procedures. Let this site load. Invisalign, veneers, implants. There you go. Just go look at what other cosmetic dentists are doing, steal their keywords, do more keyword research, build pages similar to what they're doing, and build a rank and rent site. No problem. There's nothing you can't find out by looking at the people that are already there. Okay, so that's what I want to show you guys. I just want to do that, and I only had to look at what, like 5 keywords and found 2 niches that we could get into, and one is badass, and I'm sure that domain is already gone. Okay. And I gave you a bunch of tips like using acronyms for keywords. It's deadly. It's deadly. Okay. I go into way more advanced training, guys, in the members area that you guys can access for a free trial. And then if you want to learn how do I rank these sites, how do I get those ranking, that will be joining for full club access. The next level that you guys want to do with this is you want to build your rank and rent site, but you also want to add a GMB profile to it, so that you start generating phone calls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Matt to come on and talk about the course that he's added to RankAndRent.club.
Yeah, Herc, that was awesome. Like, I sat and followed along with everybody else, watched you go through this. I think what was super cool was just seeing you like dig in and find the actual gems, you know. That was
fast.
Totally, what was that?
And it's so fast.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all. I mean, the actual time that you spent doing it was very little. A lot of it was, you know, just making sure everybody understood exactly what you were doing, which was really cool. Well, one thing that I want to kind of interject is when you add a GMB to this, that's where it gets really powerful. Because if you guys noticed in that map pack for San Francisco cosmetic dentistry, San Francisco cosmetic dentist, there's, you know, several listings there. Now, the way Google works is that the algorithm blends organic results and map listings. So once Herc, say, you know, Herc were to build this out, or you were to build this out, you were to rank your site there, you get your site onto page 1. When you have a GMB, even if you don't do all of the GMB optimizations that I show you how to do, if you're on page 1 and you have a GMB, you're going to start showing up in the map pack, at least for some areas, just by having a listing. Now, having your site attached as well is another trust signal. And so what happens is you start to rank even better with that. Even if you don't do any optimizations to your GMB, it's going to show to people that are close to that area. So in this case, if someone is near the State Street area, Herc, if you want to click on that GMB again, if someone is near the State Street area of Salt Lake City, then it's more likely that that listing is going to show up for them. Does that make sense to you guys? I want to make sure, give me a yes if that makes sense to you. I want to make sure you understand that, because a lot of people don't understand that, and it's a really great way to win easily with GMBs. As most people think you have to have your GMB like in the downtown part of the city, and only if you do that will you rank well, and that's completely out of the window. That algorithm is gone. It's all about where the person is searching from. right? I was talking to my brother yesterday because I'm going to build him a tree service website. He's a landscaper and he's expanding into doing tree services. And so I said to him, I said, well, if you do a search for tree services, and we did it off of my phone in the kitchen, I said, we do a search for tree services, what are you going to find? And when you did the search, you're going to see a completely different result if you're in one part of the town versus another part of the town. So just by having that GMB there, you thin the competition basically, because you're only competing with people that are really close to your area. So this is why one of the advanced things that I'm going to show you guys in full access is how to set up multiple GMBs, even on a single rank and rent site, in order to then show up in the map pack no matter where somebody is searching from. And that's really powerful, because what you can do is, like in the case of one of my rank and rent sites, I started with just a single GMB and I added another and another and another. It's now got about 30 or 40 GMBs on it, which is a lot of GMBs, but it also generates well over 1,000 phone calls per month. Now, just look at the kind of numbers that Herc was showing you in terms of the calculator. I'm not saying you're going to get 1,000 phone calls a month from your first site, but there is a correlation. The more GMBs you have attached to your site, the more calls you're going to get. Right? So what I love about Rank and Rent here is you can show the site as it's a great showpiece as well, especially how Herc shows you how to overlay the client site, and it looks really great. Now, the other piece that you can add to it is proving the phone calls, not just from the website, but from the GMB or GMBs that you've added to the site. So when you like marry those two things together, it's great, because ultimately someone's not going to continue to rent a site from you unless they feel like it's worth their money, like they're getting sales or they're getting leads or new prospects, their phone's ringing. And so this is a great way to marry those two things together. So not only do they have that visibility and they get the organic leads, but they're also going to get the phone calls, which you see from GMBs. GMBs drive a ton of phone calls. So that's pretty exciting. Herc, do you want me to kind of go over a little bit more of what I've filmed already for the members area and then what I'm going to be filming next?
Yeah, but I want to prove your concept first.
Okay, cool.
So sorry about my terrible jumping all over it, guys. Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist, okay, was a case study site that I built, okay, and it's like going on a couple months old or whatever. And Matt was the one that did the GMB for this, and this is the map listing for Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist. Okay, if I click on the website, it'll take to a blue and white website that's mine, right? This is my property. Okay, Salt Lake City. You can see we have a phone number on it already, taking calls, right? I don't even have the contact page hooked up yet. Okay, I should, but I don't. And somebody pointed it out to me like it was like, oh no, it's like, look, it's not a big deal. It's okay. Here's why. Okay, Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist, my call log. Okay, we've already received 16 phone calls from January 4th. In the last month, we already got 16 phone calls. The GMB isn't optimized. I mean, Matt set up just the basics of it, and it's literally already getting phone calls and voicemails. And I played them on past webinars, right? So this is already a valuable site to someone. Does it have the full potential of its value? No, definitely not. But I don't want to waste time, building this to its absolute full potential before I go and rent it. I want to get it to a point where it's rentable, then go rent it, make a client happy, and then say, give me more money, I could do better, right? Then I'll go put the full potential onto it once I have a renter, right? Because you don't want to spend all your time, getting your site ranked all the best for all these keywords, all these additional pages and fully verified GMBs, and then go start renting it. Rent it now, get your client happy. Because when you go to up the price on him, say, listen, I'll bring you double the amount of calls if we double the value of the site. He'll be like, I'm already happy with you. Of course I'll do that, right? It makes it easier. And you don't have to do as much work up front because you want a quick win. So I just wanted to show you guys, here's a perfect live example of a site that's already getting phone calls just from a single GMB and a page. I think the keywords rank page 2 right now. It's like number 11 or 12, right? Salt Lake City Emergency Dentist. Let's go look. In Canada, I think it's ranked higher. There it is right there on the first page. Let me back up. Right there. And look at that, domain authority. Remember when we were talking about domain authority and page authority? I'm so glad I did this. Okay, domain authority 8, 22 links 19. Okay, bad. Okay, not good, not good. Like pretty good. Like these guys are all like doing a little bit, and then here I come along. I have the worst amount of links. Actually, I do have links already, so Google sees it. Moz doesn't yet. but this is my shit's a little higher here, but I'm optimized better than people. So all this stuff that we're telling you guys isn't just theory. It's in practice, right? It's actually working. So I'll send it back to you, Matt. And then, yeah, what he's going to go over, guys, is basically, this is I'm not going to show you the videos, but full club members can access Matt's GMB module, which has already got videos in it. Okay, and more are coming. So Matt, you can explain what's in it and what's coming. I'm not.
Yeah, well, here, let me, so there's something that we got to touch on here that's super powerful, something you just brought up. So you mentioned once you rent it, then you can go ahead and improve it even more and be able to generate even more money out of that site because you've got a partner essentially, right? You've got this, and this person is now committed, they're invested, and you can go ahead and do even better and charge even more. One of the things that I'm going to show people how to do, now this is a new video, I'll be filming this week for everybody, but I'm gonna show you how to dominate all of the areas around that specific city. So this isn't something we've even done yet on the Salt Lake City site, but we will do, and that is we can start to dominate all of the little suburbs and neighborhoods and areas around Salt Lake City, okay? Because Herc's site is gonna have great relevance for Salt Lake City. So now if we start taking all of these little towns and suburbs around Salt Lake, and we have pages for those, if we want, we can even add GMBs for some of them or all of them. What's gonna happen is we're just gonna take over all of those cities that are around Salt Lake City. This is something that you can do in every single niche. So the reason why it works so well is because of this whole proximity thing. The keyword tools are gonna show that Salt Lake gets a lot of volume, and it does. But what's going to happen, and we've seen this already, if you look at some of Herc's voicemails, is every voicemail doesn't come in or call, doesn't come in always just from Salt Lake City. The person might be in, look at this case here, they might be in Midvale, right? They might be in Ogden, they might, or their cell might show up outside of just Salt Lake. And so they may be in Sandy, right? They might just search emergency dentist Salt Lake because they're, in their mind, they're thinking, yeah, I need an emergency dentist in Salt Lake. But if we can, because that's just what, like, logically, like they're thinking, I'm going to get the most selections or the quickest response if I search the metro, even though they don't even live in Salt Lake, they live in a suburb. That makes sense to you guys? You've probably done a search like that before, right? If you live outside of just a big area, sometimes you'll just search the big area, but Google's looking at your location. And so with Google looking at your location, what's going to happen is they're going to show you listings and sites that they believe are closest to you. So if we have some pages optimized for Midvale, okay, if we have a GMB for Midvale as well, even though that may not show up as being large enough for our initial research, once we get something that's working, we can kind of piggyback these additional cities and additional GMBs onto our main site. They're going to rank fast through some interlinking techniques that I'll show you. They don't typically take a lot of extra work once you've ranked the main site. And what will happen is you will bring in a whole bunch more phone calls because the person searching for Midvale that searches Salt Lake City emergency dentist, bam, they now see your Midvale page or your Midvale listing, and it's the phone call exploder. Okay, I'm in a lot of markets where the county term is my rank and rent term, so people will type in insulation contractors XYZ county. For very large counties that have like million population. So that's another hot tip for you guys is look at counties as big, great terms, because what you can do is you can build a site around the county name and then have multiple GMBs within that county. And then depending on where somebody's searching, wham, now you're going to show up close to them, and you're not just going to get one set of phone calls, you're going to get multiple sets of phone calls because everybody is searching from a slightly different place. So there's going to be a video, multiple videos actually that I'm going to make for you guys on exactly how to do that. But before you get into that, the first thing I'm going to help you do is to get your first GMB. There's two different methods that I will show you how to get your first GMB and get it attached to your Rank and Rent site. Once we do that, I'm going to show you some different on-page optimizations that are very, very easy to do. You just go right inside WordPress, you add a few little items. A couple of these are within the software tools that you will have. Couple of things require some manual effort, but it only takes about 10 minutes. You'll put those into the site. It will help boost your ranking very nicely. Now, the other things that I'm going to show you are going to be more off-page things, okay? Herc showed you guys when we were looking at some of these sites that were competitors, that they had some press releases, and in some cases, even more cases, they had some citations, right? Well, I'm going to show you the new way of doing citations because it's not about quantity. It's really about getting relevant citations. So I'm going to show you in the case of like this cosmetic dentistry, right? Or like a surgeon example, how to get yourself on par with the actual dentists that are operating in that market or the actual surgeons that are operating that market. So that way, Google sees you as close to as real of a dentistry business or a surgery business as possible. That's going to really help you. You're going to have a lot of relevance from your domain and from your title and how everything is set up the way Herc shows you. But now when you add the citations on that are super relevant, you're going to get a heck of a boost. All right, so we're going to go very deep into all the different off-page linking methods that I use, and much more than just citations. But citations, the way I do citations is very different than most people doing citations. Most people just think, oh, I just get just a batch of citations and that's it. But I'm going to show you the right kind of citations to get. Okay, there's three major types, what I call master, niche, and location. And when you get all three of those types, that's when you're going to really see an improvement. Now, beyond just that, I'm going to also show you some other on-page things that you can do, not just on the actual page, but within the site overall. Some inexpensive content that you can add in the site that will link over to your GMB page. That will make a big difference in your rankings. And that's just about the first 12 videos, all right? So I will be adding much, much more, but some of these things I can't really talk about because if I tell you the title of the video, I kind of spoil the secret right there. So, but that should give you guys a pretty good overview as to what we're gonna all be covering. But the major goal here is exactly what you're seeing in this title, is how to build, verify, and rank them to get even more calls. At the end of the day, it's all about the calls. When you have more phone calls, your partners are going to be ecstatic. Like literally just before we started this webinar, I had a Rank and Rent client of mine who's spending a lot of money with me. They've spent multiple six figures with me in rental fees and lead fees. And it's kind of funny because the text, I wish I could show this somehow on the screen, but it just said, yes, go ahead with the listings. I'll share with you on a spreadsheet. Do you have the payment info? If not, I'll send you a picture of the card. It's like they're literally just throwing money at me because they've seen what I've done for them in installation sites before. And now they want an installation materials site. So that's what's so cool is once you guys just, my challenge to you is just get in here and get your first site going. I want to see you rank and rent your first site, okay? And I'm going to help you to get your GMB. I'm going to help you to get that thing ranking as well to bring in more phone calls. But I promise you this, if you just get your first win, so a lot of you have been trying a lot of different things. You've been through a lot of different courses. Maybe you've had some little wins in the past. Maybe you haven't had those wins. And so you're trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get that win? Is this really going to be worth my time and investment? I'm just going to tell you right now, if you just are in the community with us and you follow along and you just get your first site going and we help you get that GMB for it and you get that rented, you're going to be amazed at the doors that open up. I don't have to prospect anymore. Okay. I don't have to hit up anybody to try and do business. I'm getting all kinds of opportunities for new, like people just come to me and say, can you build me a rank and rent site for this? Like, that's what's so cool is imagine you do that cosmetic dentistry site and the person says, hey, can you get me leads for veneers? Can you get me new patients for Invisalign? Can you get me whitening patients? Can you get me orthodontic patients? It's like, once you know this model, you have the power because you can just ask people what else they need, or if they have friends that need this as well. And so obviously we want you to use the tools out of the gate to really get your foundation established. But what's going to happen is you're going to realize that the process that Herc and I take you through here with the tools and with a little bit of manual effort, you're going to see that you can apply this to like anything. People will come to you with opportunities and you can literally pop up a site and rent it to them for all kinds of stuff, and you will get yourself into all kinds of niches that you didn't even know existed. I mean, people I'm in so many niches that I would have never even guessed it was a niche. I mean, just this week, I mean, this past week here, spray foam. I mean, I've done a lot in insulation, spray foam insulation. By the way, that's a great niche.
It's a great
But
niche.
yeah, that's made me a lot of money. Um, that's made me a lot of money. And so, insulation materials supply, like the companies that now supply the spray foam and insulation contractors. I never even thought of that. But one of my spray foam guys came to me and said, hey, can you get us people like other spray foam businesses that are looking for suppliers? Like, probably. Let me go see. The volume on that's much lower. But if you ran that through Herc's Tools right now, it's gonna have like nobody. It's gonna be like one person with the keyword probably like in their title or their URL. It's just like it's so uncompetitive, but they get one client that buys all those drums of chemicals in order to spray the foam. It's like huge money for them. It's like huge money. Tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands over the life of one of these clients. So they're going to be happy getting like a couple deals a month. So I think my advice to you is just got to get in the game and get something going. And my preference obviously is higher dollar items here, like I mean, catering's even a good example because people spend a lot of money on catering. But like the cosmetic dentistry or surgery, great example. Insulation, people spend thousands of dollars, great example. So stick to that.
You
You're
guys
gonna
want
have
another
great
really
success.
killer example
Yeah.
and a killer way to get these examples? So how many of you out there have friends? Okay, so there's two things I want to hear. Number one, your friends can be an excellent resource for niche ideas you've never heard of. What are their jobs? What do they do? Ask them. Get into conversations with them. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're just saying, hey man, what do you do? What is your business's best seller? So I play darts every Friday night and get drunk on port wine. And one of my friends works for a company. I know he's kind of a district manager, and I don't even really ever ask him what he did, but the other night I got into it with him because of all this rank and rent stuff. I was like, what do you do? He's like, oh, we build pallet racking for big warehouses. And I was like, really? So like, when Amazon sets up a big warehouse, well, one of the things Amazon needs to do is order all the rack spacing to fill their warehouses. That shit, I was like, what's your like typical order size? He's like, oh man, like these are like $100,000 orders, right? And they custom fabricate these things, build them and ship them out. Well, pallet racking, guys, your minimum order sizes here is like $20,000. The people searching for manufacturing, pallet racking manufacturing, they're willing to spend huge dollars. So your search volume might be really low, but your NVPS is through the roof. And let me tell you something, these manufacturing companies don't even give a shit about SEO. Okay, you're not going to run up into any competition. These guys are just in the game through word of mouth. They've been around for a long time, right? But they still want more business. Every business wants more business. I was looking up his shit and it was unbelievable. Okay, it's unbelievable. So ask your friends what they do, get into that with them, really try and understand their business. And then if you really get, they're your friend, they're open to your conversation, be like, hey, well, if I go build a website for you guys, could you do something? Like slightly open up a conversation. You'll be surprised at how many of them are willing to do something. And the other thing is talk to, I'm not going to tell you this niche because I think I found the niche of all niches, to be honest, and I went and registered every domain across Canada. Just talking to your family and everyday conversation, kind of have your ears tuned in a little bit differently to the conversation. What are people talking about? And I'll give you an example. So you guys know that some of you know that I just had a baby, and they're talking about all the stuff that's involved with bringing up a baby and all the services. And that's as far as I'll go with that tip. But through that tip, I started researching some of the things they were saying, some of the different services or offers, and I went and looked them up, and it was an absolute gold mine. So turn on your brains in a different way. Bring a notepad with you, or open up a notepad on your phone. As you're driving around, look at the trucks that are driving around and what services and niches are they into. Look at the business storefronts. What are they doing? Just start opening your eyes into all the types of businesses that are out there, because everybody does the same thing. Plumbing, HVAC, you know what I mean? Get out of that.
Yeah.
Get out of it. It's good niche, but like you want to go after the stuff that's out there that nobody even knows exists, right?
It's so easy to rank those too. Like,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean,
There's
insulation
nobody competing.
materials, there's like 2 or 3 national competitors. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, service the industries who service industry. There's a huge tip for you. I'll give you another one, guys. I'll give you another one. Reg mat rentals. Who even knows what a rig mat is? Give me a 1 if you do and a 2 if you don't.
I've never heard of it. Let's see how many other people have.
What did I say? A 1 if you have and a 2 if you haven't? I don't even know. What a rig mat is, guys, is basically a huge, so it's an oil field industry piece of equipment that these guys use. So you guys know that when they go drill for oil, and this could be used in the mining industry or the forestry industry, there's a lot of industry that use these mats. They have to go and trudge through the forest, and they literally are cutting down trees. And then what do they have to do? They have to haul in all this equipment, but the ground gets muddy, right? And you can't drive heavy equipment in mud. So what rig mats are these big, huge, they're about 20 feet long, 30 feet long, they're about 10 feet wide, and they're solid, made out of wood, and they lay them down in the dirt, in the mud, for 30, 40, 50, 60 miles so that heavy equipment can get through the mud easier. Now, there's companies that manufacture and rent rig mats. Their minimum order sizes, guys, can be in the millions, in the millions. And that's what I'm talking about when you want to think of shit like that. Rig mat rentals. Like, nobody really ever talks about a niche like that, but I'll tell you, if you guys can get a client, I mean, you could probably rent something like that out for $10,000 and they'll just scoff at it because their minimum order sizes are $1 million because they're renting
Yeah,
50.
they don't even flinch.
20. Yeah, they don't even flinch. They're like, I'm going to spend $1 million a month for our rentals because I'm in the oil field industry and I need to get my equipment in there to drill. Right? And that's the line of thinking that I want you guys to be doing. I want you thinking outside the box, and Keyword Supremacy can help you think outside the box, but talk to your friends, look at don't throw away your newspapers, look in the classified ads, look at all those flyers that you're getting, look at your niches, write them down, continue that process, because as you do, you're going to start seeing like, you're going to learn how to think differently. And once you learn how to think differently, then these niche ideas will just start popping into your head. And the nice thing is you could check them in different cities very easily. In the training, I show you guys how to take, a single niche and check every city, right, in your population range. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. Watch that training.
Hey, one thing I want to
Sorry
throw
cut you
out there,
off.
Herc, is, inside the forum, like, people have questions, like if they found, once you guys start finding different niches and you're like, hey, is this, what about this niche? Is this something like you have experience with or whatever? I know Herc will be in there, I'll be in there, and I'll be happy to give you I've worked in probably at least 60 different niches at least. So, yeah, if you guys are wondering like, hey, got any feedback about this, or do you think this is a good niche or not? I will happy to chime in and tell you my experience there. And if I have a live site in that niche, I might just give you a free link off of it to help you out. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, so what is included in becoming a full club access member to the RankAndRent.club? You've been a free trial member now, so hopefully you've got a pretty good feeling for what it's like to be a part of our community. But I want to show you what you get if you decide to become a full club access member. So first of all, we're going to unlock all the areas of the site for you. So you're going to get full club access to learn everything about the rank and rent model, which is a way to learn and profit in a pressure-free setting. So we're going to take you through the 4 core modules, which are Find, which is going to help you find the keywords, Build, which is going to teach you how to build and optimize your websites, Rank, which is going to teach you how to rank your websites #1 in Google so that you can get traffic and phone calls to them and they become valuable. And then Rent is going to teach you how to rent out your sites or sell the leads to people. So the Rank and Rent Full Club Access course value is $19.97, and it is taught by me, Herc Magnus. Now, I hate calling myself an SEO expert, but I do know what I'm doing, and I have all the proof in the world to back that up. You're also going to get access to the private blog network module, which is going to help you learn everything about PBNs. And PBNs are just amazing because they're going to help you get your sites ranked faster with more powerful links. So I'm going to teach you everything about how to find PBNs, how to analyze them, how to set them up, and then how to use them effectively to rank your site. So you guys have seen from the Salt Lake City over the shoulder build that I was able to rank that site #1 for multiple mid-traffic keywords with just 5 PBN links. So learning how to set up your own PBN the right way is a massive asset to your business. So I'm going to teach you everything I know about that, and that module alone is worth $9.97. You're also going to get access to the Google My Business module, or the GMB module, and this is going to be taught by GMB expert Matthew Versteeg. And the purpose to having a GMB is because you want to own 2 properties on Google when someone searches for your keywords. You want to be placed in the map pack listings, but you also want to have your website ranking #1 as well. And GMB is just going to help you double or even triple your lead gen efforts by ranking in the maps. So we have Matt there to teach you everything about GMB, how to get your properties verified, how to get them ranking and optimized, and just how to get a lot more phone calls through GMB. We're also going to have monthly live training webinars that you'll be able to access. You'll be able to come on live and learn from us, and we're going to do these in a few different formats. #1, we're going to have just general Q&A webinars. #2, we're going to have site audit webinars, where if people want to share their sites and their niches online with other full club members, we'll allow you to do that, and we'll analyze your sites live on the webinar, so that not only can you learn what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, but everybody else on the webinar can learn about those. We're also going to have member profiles. When members start getting multiple successes, we'll have them come on and teach and train you guys about what they're doing. So there's just going to be all kinds of great live trainings. We're also going to show you different aspects of the software and how to use them. We'll cover them on different webinars. So we're going to do that monthly, and we might even increase the frequency of those webinars to 2 or even 4 times per month. As of right now, they're monthly, but as the need grows, we will definitely increase the amount of live training webinars that you'll be able to access. Okay, you're also going to be able to access the training webinar replays. So right now, as a free trial member, you only will have access to the webinar replays for 48 hours after they are posted, because we really want that value to be there for full club access members. But when you become a full club access member, all replays will always be available to you. And the nicest part about this is that we will have, once we get to a point where we have a lot of training webinar replays, I understand that people don't like sorting through hours and hours of content to find the exact topic they need. So we will have a keyword searchable database where you can type in the subject matter that you're looking for, and it will give you the link exactly to the point in the right webinar where we're talking about your specific keyword search. So there, it's going to be a keyword searchable webinar vault that you'll have complete access to. You're also going to have access to a private members only forum. So right now you have access to the forum, and it is just extremely amazing what's going on in there. But we also have a very private forum that, as a free trial member, you cannot see. Only full club member access members can actually see that. And I keep telling people, when you have something very, very good to share, or something that you don't want free trial members to see, you're going to want to put it in the private members only forum. So there's a lot of great content in there from other full club members who are getting things done, and you'll be able to access that as well. So now we're going to go, that's the course content, but there's more to this offer. There's also the software aspect. You're going to get access to Keyword Supremacy, which is our software to help you find the niche that you should be going after. Not only is Keyword Supremacy great at helping you do niche hunting, which you as a free trial member can go through all the fine stuff, and there's a lot of Keyword Supremacy videos in there, and you can see how amazing and how easy it is to find excellent niches for local rank and rent. But Keyword Supremacy is also a great tool when you've chosen your niche and you need to find out what are the other keywords or what are the other pages that I should be building on this site, so that I can target even more keywords, get more traffic and more phone calls to my website. So you're going to get access to keyword supremacy so that you can search the global database, which has over 500 million keywords. You're also going to be able to search all the other features like auto suggest, similar, related, and local search of the question database. And you'll be able to do that all unlimited with full club access. And that's a $697 value per year. You're also going to get access to Project Supremacy V3, which is our WordPress management software. So as you're building out multiple sites, you're going to need to manage all those sites, and Project Supremacy V3 is going to help you do that with its WordPress management features. But it is so much more than just that. It is also the software where we do our optimization of our sites, the project planner feature that you've seen in various trainings. That's where we can go in and plan out every page or post of our website, know what keywords we're targeting for every page, know what the data for those keywords are, the CPC, the volume, all the competition data, as well as even the ranking of the keyword that hooks up to your rank tracker. So it includes the managed WordPress features, it includes the optimization plugin features, it includes the rank tracking. It also has a ton of other amazing features like 301 and 404 management, link management, building schema. So you're going to get access to this software, and this is going to help you build out your sites and rank them through proper optimization. The next piece of software you're going to get is Local Supremacy. And what Local Supremacy is great for is to help you not only sell your sites, but to manage your clients. So a couple of the options with Local Supremacy, you can, once your site is ranking, you can overlay another client's site right on top of yours before you contact them. That way, when you say, listen, my site is ranking for XX keyword, go check it out, and they go and check it out for you. They click on your listing in Google, but their website loads instead of yours, which is going to amaze them. Another option is, if you don't want to be that aggressive, is you can actually hang a for rent sign on your website so that when you're contacting people and they go check out your rankings for real, they will see that for rent sign. They'll put in their information to get a 5-minute trial of the overlay feature. And if they do want to rent it out, they can seamlessly integrate right into your PayPal account so that they can just rent your site out without you ever really having to talk to them. So Local Supremacy is an amazing piece of software that's going to help you rent out your site. The final and fourth piece of software is our brand new software called SERP Scout, which is going to help you find the right people that are ranking on pages 2, 3, 4, 5, and beyond, and allow you to scrape Google for a certain keyword. So for instance, if we searched Salt Lake City emergency dentist in SERP Scout, it would find all the people ranking in Google. It would search each of their websites for their email, their phone number, their contact page, their Facebook page, and then give you the ability to contact them with our automated autoresponder that you can follow up with these clients. We'll also give you the ability to generate beautifully hosted reports where in your emails you can send people over to those reports to see what is going on with their websites. We'll show them their rankings, we'll show them their SEO optimization, we'll show them things like they're missing an SSL or a Facebook pixel, an AdWords pixel. There's just all kinds of great stuff that we can configure and just basically mold to their situation, and it's all automated, and it's going to help you prospect for new clients once you have a site ranking in a very, very quick and easy way. So basically, guys, that's the offer. You have two options now that you can choose from, okay? You can either decide to get the software plus the full club access like you see on the left. And if you get everything, guys, that is a $6,894 value. It's just a ton of amazing stuff built into one option. But if you don't want the software, you can choose to get only full club access, which is all the course content only. And that, with the GMB module, with the Rank and Rent module, with the PBN module, is over a $3,900 value. But you guys aren't going to have to pay anywhere near that, okay? What you can do is you can get full club access on either of the options. If you choose to get all the software with full club access, it is $2,497 for 1 year, and then after that year it is $197 a month. But if you'd like to just get access to the course content only, that's full club access only, it'll be $14.97 for 1 year and then $97 a month after that. And you can see, guys, these are real values. Okay, the 6,894 is literally what you would pay if you pieced everything out and bought it on its own. You'd be paying over $6,800 a year. And just with the full club access only, you'd be paying $3,900 a year. But we've reduced that value greatly for you guys into a bundle so that it's $2,400 a year and then $197 a month after that, or $14.97 for the first year and then $97 a month after that. If you guys need a payment plan, we also offer 4-pay payment plans for either option. Overall, they are a little bit more expensive than just the 1-pay, but you can get software and full club access for $697 over 4 payments, and then that would cover you for your full year. After that, it would be $197 a month, of course, after your first year. If you just want access to the full club access course content only, you can get in for $447 over 4 payments, and that will cover your first year. And then, of course, after the first year, it would be $97 a month after that. So a couple common questions that we always get from a lot of our members, and possibly you. Maybe you already own some of our software, or maybe you don't want the software. Either way, it's totally fine. If you already own the software, it's definitely a better offer to get this instead. All you have to do is contact our support team at supremacy.support. Just type that into your browser, or email support@RankAndRent.club and tell them what you have, tell them what you want, and they will construct the best offer for you. And by doing it this way with the bundle of everything, it's definitely cheaper overall. You're going to get more software. If you only own 1 or 2 pieces of our softwares, you're going to actually be upgraded to 4 of our best softwares, and we'll even prorate previous purchases. So if you've purchased something annually within the last little while, we'll prorate what you've already paid for and apply that to your payment. So just contact our support team at support@RankAndRent.club or supremacy.support on your browser. Tell them what you have, tell them what you want, and they will fix you up. So why is the price so low? Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, $2,400 isn't low. But what I'm talking about here is, why are we selling $6,800 worth of course software and content for $24.97 a year? There's 3 main reasons, okay? Number 1, since you're getting everything, we're applying a massive bundle discount to it all. That's the biggest reason we're able to do this. Next is that you're already a valued free trial member. You've already had some experience with us. You kind of know what we're like. You kind of know what to expect in the quality of our products and our training. So as a free trial member, we want to offer you an amazing price. And then the third reason is a little bit selfish. We really want your success story, because we use our success stories to help others who are trying to decide whether they want to become full club members or not. Them seeing other success stories or your success story is going to help them make that decision. It's going to help them take the leap. So we want your success story as well. So we want you to take advantage of that. So if you guys have any questions about anything, you can just email support@RankAndRent.club, or if you want to use your browser, just go to supremacy.support and you'll be able to contact our support desk with any situation that you have or any questions that you have, and we can get you full club access into RankAndRent.club.
Yeah, there's actually, one more thing I do want to say that I wanted to cover, and it's feedback from the forum, from listening to you guys and what you're saying. And this is super important, okay? There's been a couple people that have said, I feel a little overwhelmed, okay? And I want to put it to you like this. The way that the course is laid out is to take things step by step. You have to find your niche first, then you're going to build your website second, then so there's a very step-by-step logical progress that you have to follow here. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because you don't need to worry about step 2, 3, 4, and 5 until you've got step 1 down. So I want you to scale down your worry and your focus to just step 1 if you're just starting out. Just learn how to find a niche, how to analyze competition, okay? Just learn that. Just learn that and get it done. When you're done it, now you don't have to worry about it anymore. Now it's time to build your site. Now just worry about that. So don't feel overwhelmed. take things slow, take things one step at a time. There's no race here. You're not going to lose any clients. There's nobody breathing down your neck. You don't have a boss. You might have a wife or a husband that's kind of pressuring you. I got that feedback too, but there's no pressure here, guys. So take it slow, learn one thing at a time. And over time, you will become a master of it all, right? So don't feel pressure. Don't feel overwhelmed. We're going to take care of you, but we're going to do it one step at a time. And if you get that one step done, then you can worry about the next one. So I just want to say that. I'll leave it at that.
Excellent. All right, guys, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you on the inside.